Hey everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be vision boarding with you guys, and we're going to show you a bunch of photos and a bunch of words that we have that are related to our wedding.
We're going to start off by talking about the venue and the overall vibes that we want for our wedding, and then of course what we envision the weeks after the wedding to look like, and then we'll get into the specifics of each of our events.
Okay, so the first vision board that we have is for the venue.
So we're going to be sharing a couple of different words that we thought up to describe our venue and what we envision for it.
Yeah.
So the first one is privacy. I think this is kind of self-explanatory, but since so much of our life and our things are public, we want a venue that is really private and is going to give us like a little escape with our guests.
Yeah.
Something that's really important to me, which comes with big added cost factor, I think, is I would really like our venue to be what's called like a full buyout property. So it basically means that like when our guests are staying on site, they're the only ones there. I'm a wedding planner, so I plan a bunch of weddings, and one of the things that really bothers me when I'm planning my clients' weddings is when there's a bunch of people who aren't invited to the wedding who are like poking their heads in or like interfering with the barat, like they're standing in their swimsuits and like taking pictures. So I feel like I'm always like shooing people away so they're not in the background of my clients' photos. So just to kind of prevent that from happening, I really want it to be a private venue, but obviously that's going to add a huge cost to it, and we'll see if we're able to do it, but we're putting it on the vision board. The next one, of course, is family, because obviously we want to be able to accommodate all of our family and get to spend some time with them at our venue.
Okay. The next one we have is chai, and obviously because we're Desi, we want chai at our wedding, and a lot of Anjali's family and my family love chai. I know a lot of my family members like get headaches because they don't, like if they don't drink chai every day, they get headaches. And also it's just a nice tradition, you know, so it'll bring out the vibes. Okay, so next up we have chit chat, and this one is really important because we want time with our family and friends to like really talk to them and like be present with them and be mindful with them, and having a private venue is going to be a part of that.
Totally. We can make use of like the rest of the empty spaces in the venues while we're not at our own events and like have some downtime with everybody, which should be really nice.
It'll be kind of just like a really big hangout for our wedding weekend.
That's the goal. Of course, the last word is love. It seems like an obvious choice, but I think if we are able to get the venue, like the vibe of the venue that we want, and it's private and we're just spending a lot of our downtime surrounded by our community, we want to be able to really feel the love. Of course, we had to include love on the board. And that is our venue board. Next up, we're going to talk about how we envision the couple weeks after the wedding going and what we can do to kind of make our vision a reality.
So like a lot of couples that live together nowadays, we don't necessarily need like what people usually put on their wedding registry, like cutlery or like cups and plates. Like we already have all that stuff.
We love that with Zola, we have the option of putting a honeymoon fund on our registry instead, so that our guests can contribute to helping us make our post-wedding vision happen. Of course, our first word is honeymoon.
So I remember a few years ago, like when I was asking Anjali about our honeymoon, because like we knew like since the first year we started dating that we wanted to be together long term and wanted to get married. And so I asked her, and I was like, where would you want to go? Because I kind of had like an adventurous place in mind, but she just said that she wanted to like sit on the beach every day and just like drink and like eat and have fun. So
just like relax.
Yeah.
I feel like we never do that. We are always like on an adventure, which I love. But I feel like for our honeymoon, we gotta do something different.
Yeah, like island vibes.
Yeah. That's why we have so many beachy pictures on here. We've got escape and unwind as our next two words, which I think really capture what Sufi was just talking about. Like, I just want it to be a place that we can go and get away, and just spend time with one another.
Yeah.
So we won't be doing a group family honeymoon like my parents and I think many other South Asian parents
My parents did that too.
Yeah. That's not for us.
Yeah.
If it's for you, that's cool, but it's not for us.
We want the privacy. I feel like everything I said in the beginning tied into like the next three words that we're talking about, but yeah, like relaxing, just because like weddings can be very taxing physically, emotionally,
Yeah.
mentally. Like obviously it is like a monumental time in your life, but yeah, I think it's really important for couples to like go on a honeymoon. And if you haven't gone on one yet, you should, if you can.
I always tell my clients to try and go on a honeymoon right after the wedding, because then they get a little bit of break from like how like overstimulating it is, like being around so many people constantly and being the center of attention. And it also gives you a little bit of like a gap to just like reflect on all the good parts of your wedding. Before,
like debrief.
Yeah, exactly. And then we also, of course, have pictures of our, well, they're not our cats, but we have pictures of cats over here. Our last word is happy kittens. And I think like one of the things that's really nice about the registry on Zola is that even if you choose to do a fund like the honeymoon fund, you can still register for physical items. So I think since we have so many things that are ours, we would probably want to register for items for our cats, like the litter robot or like nice treats for them. So that when we have a pet sitter, while we're on our honeymoon, it'll be one less thing for our pet sitter to do. They won't have to like clean up the cat's litter. And our kittens can be very happy and well cared for even when we're out of town. That's it for our post-wedding vision board. Definitely check out Zola's registry services. We really love that even if you opt to do a fund instead of physical items, guests can see exactly what they're contributing for, whether it's a flight or a meal or a trip to the beach and like lounge chairs, whatever. They'll be able to see exactly what they're contributing to, so they can also be a part of making this post-wedding dream a vision. A reality.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the actual events, and first we're gonna start with the mehndi.
The mehndi is like the ceremony where you apply designs, like henna designs, to your hands. Usually nowadays people just hire a mehndi artist, but back in the day there was always like one cousin who just knew how to put it on and make it look good, and they would be the one who did it. But it can take like up to 8 hours depending on the complexity of the design and like what you want. So that's kind of what the mehndi is. It's like the application of it. Some brides do it like totally privately, and then their mehndi party is just for like the bridal party and family to like get their own mehndi done. Other brides like to do it at the same time so that they have company, since it's such a long process for them. Starting with probably the most important aspect of it, the guest list. So I've got one piece of paper that says aunties and one that says bridal party. Basically the way that I really envision my mehndi going, and now Sufi definitely wants to be a part of this same mehndi. She doesn't want her own.
We'll just do a joint mehndi.
So my Maushi, when she got married, her mehndi was just like a couple of her best friends, and then like me, my mom, my Aji, and like a couple of other like extended family members. And I just thought it was like a really nice energy. Like everybody there was so invested in like getting her dolled up and getting her ready and making sure she looked her best for the wedding day. And it was just like a lot of like nice energy, like everybody doting on her, and I really want that energy at the mehndi. So that's why guest list will be bridal party and aunties. Thank you.
So next, this is so funny. Next we have sitting around the table, or maybe it should be like this. Sitting around the table. And if you're South Asian and you know anything about the concept of mehendis, is that it's just like a bunch of women, unless it's like co-ed, but it's usually just a bunch of women, like obviously what Anjali said, like doting on the bride, and like just like having a dolki and like singing songs, and like it's kind of just like a really wholesome vibe, and that's exactly what we want for our mehndi, apart from like the actual henna and food and stuff. When you have a mehndi for a wedding, it's how you know that the wedding is starting. Like it's just about to begin. Like it's gonna be a whole whirlwind.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one is lassi, which is a yogurt. Usually it's mango flavored, but there are other flavors as well. But yeah, lassi is like a drink. It's usually one that you have at parties and celebrations, and obviously I want that even though I'm lactose intolerant.
And I don't like lassi, but
I guess it's a must.
It's tradition, right?
I'll bring lactate. So that's it for our mehndi board.
Okay, so the next event is the Sangeet, which is always fun.
A Sangeet is a pre-event to a South Asian wedding where there are usually songs and dance performances and all of that. Sangeet literally means music. So a lot of times nowadays, especially in Western culture, we see a Sangeet that looks like basically a big dance party.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just specific to like where I'm from in India, but a lot of the Sangeets that we do are actually a lot more casual. So hence the first word, casual, where we are basically doing like sing-alongs. Everybody's singing to a bunch of songs, folk songs and stuff like that that they know.
Yeah.
And it's less focused on like doing the dance party, doing the dance floor, which we have an event for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want our Sangeet to be very casual, very chill energy. And like I said, our second word is sing-alongs because I really just want, you know, somebody playing the keyboard and playing a bunch of songs that everybody knows and can sing along to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, with like keyboard or dolki, like or like anything.
Like drums, like keyboard, whatever it is. But like, I think specifically the vibe is that like it's a family member who is playing it and not necessarily somebody who we've hired as entertainment to come in.
Just like a very community vibe. Like this is our family, these are our people. Vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next up we have karaoke. And this was actually Anjali's idea, and I thought it was like really sweet and funny, and I know we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. We did something similar for whose birthday was it?
My mom's.
Yeah, for her mom's birthday, where we were just like all sitting in the living room at her mom's birthday, or like celebrating her mom's birthday, and we kind of just like did an impromptu like karaoke thing for like 3 hours, and I sang like a really funny song with her brother and her uncle, and they all like chimed in, and so I feel like that'll be a nice like personal twist to our Sangeet, and I'm excited about it.
Plus, I've learned so many dances for all my friends that I've been bridesmaids in their weddings at, and I hate dancing. Like, I have fun dancing, but choreographed dancing is just not my thing, so I'm gonna make all of my bridesmaids do a karaoke song.
I feel like it's less pressure and also like less...
Like, we want it to be silly.
Yeah, we want it to be fun and silly, and we don't want anyone to be like stressing out about like what dance they have to do, and we just want everyone to be like really relaxed at our wedding. Which leads me into lots of laughs. That's the vibe that we're going for the Sangeet, and I think like whatever we have here like will sum that up.
Here's our Sangeet board.
Okay, so our next event is the welcome party.
Okay, so for the welcome party, this is gonna be our kickoff to the weekend. But this is where we're gonna really see more of the like performances and dances, choreographed dances, if people want to do it. I know Sufi does. I don't necessarily want to, but I know Sufi does. And
Wait, sorry, not to interrupt you, but I do, but I'm not gonna put like pressure on my groomsmen to be like, you need to get this right, and like this is like a whole production. Like you guys will see when it gets to that point, but my dances will be just like goofy and funny. Like they won't be like a Bollywood production.
Because Sufi always talks about wanting a Bollywood production kind of wedding, but...
What? No, when did I say that?
Oh, since day one.
I don't remember any of that.
She calls our love story a Bollywood type of love story. So
okay, but that's true though.
Anyway, we'll do like a welcome party. We'll have the performances. This is where we'll greet everybody. So if there are people who aren't able to make it to the 2 pre-events that we have, this is the day that we'll really want everyone to kind of be in town to start off the weekend and, you know, just take some time to tell everybody how grateful we are that they're there before we jump into like the performances, and of course we'll have good food.
Yeah. So the next few words that we have describe the energy that we want at the welcome party, and so we have hugs. Like, we love hugging our friends and our family, and I know that if we have drinks, hugs are gonna be there. So, and then just like, like party vibes, like, and dancing. We are definitely gonna dance a lot. I know Anjali's family loves to dance. I know my family loves to dance, so, it'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of open dance floor time for everybody to like a practice run for the reception.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most fun part, right? Like when the dance floor opens up, like everyone just like goes crazy.
Exactly. And then the last word that I have is sparkle. And this is just because I have a really particular outfit vision in mind for myself and also a little bit for Sufi, but obviously as the fashion killer that Sufi is, he's gonna have his own opinions about what he's gonna wear. But at least for myself, I have a really, really sparkly outfit in mind. So that's why I included that word on the vision board because, you know, I'd love to make that outfit happen. Cool. So very word heavy, but here is our welcome party vision board. I love it. Okay, next up we're gonna talk about our ceremony. And I will put in a disclaimer that we're not quite ready to share the details of what we're going to be doing for our ceremony because it's very, very personal to us. But we are going to share some aspects of what we want to incorporate into our day with you guys right now.
So the first word I have here is faith, and it's because we're going to have a lot of elements of our own faiths in our ceremony. So
the next word that we have is community because we really want our ceremony to not just be a celebration of our own love for each other, but the love that we have and have to give to our community. Because it's really like our loved ones in our community that like sustain us and help us love each other as best as we can. So we really want that to be reflected in how we celebrate our ceremony.
Next we have unplugged, and this one is really important. For our ceremony, we don't want technology. We just want everyone to be present. We don't want them looking down at their phones. And I think that's like really easy to do when you're like at a ceremony, just because it's like mostly like rituals and stuff. And we just want everyone to be like mindful and present. And like really feel the love in the air, you know?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the word flower wall. So in both of our cultures and backgrounds, there are different traditions around the couple not seeing each other before a certain part of the ceremony. It's different for each of us. But having a flower wall or a floral partition between us is just a very like visually pleasing and aesthetic way to do that. So that is something that is like a decor element that we really want to incorporate. Honestly, mostly driven by Sufi, our aesthetic king. But yeah, that's something that we really want to include in our ceremony. And then the second decor related item that we have on here is grounded florals. I think this is like a trend that we've been seeing a lot, but we just really like it. It's where you have florals that kind of look like they're growing out of the ground. Sometimes they actually are cool. Like planted below the grass, but just like climbing up from the earth. And I feel like that'll be really nice, like visual touch. And it's like on trend, but it also looks very natural. It does make it harder to repurpose your flowers for later on, like if you want to reuse your flowers for the reception. But I do think like visually it's very pleasing. We don't even have a picture of it on here. I think it's on like a different one of our boards, like the venue board that we showed earlier. But we're very invested in having grounded florals. So here is our ceremony board. Okay, so obviously there is a board that's missing, and that's the reception board, and that's honestly because we have no idea what we want for our reception yet. I know like a very traditional reception does not have any like dancing and stuff like that. It's literally just like a line of people like greeting the couple and like saying congratulations. But we do want like a dance party type of reception. Yeah. We just don't know anything related to the decor or like the vibes that we want yet. But I will say, I know that I want the like dress code or theme to be like outdo the brides. I think it'll just be like I want my friends to like wear their own like reception lehengas, you know? Like I want everybody to like go all out. I want everybody to look amazing, like wear their favorite outfit kind of thing. Yeah, I'm really excited about that component of it. And my friends are all like, I'm dying for an excuse to wear my reception lehenga again. So
yeah, a lot of your friends are married. Like none of my friends are married. Yeah. Well, just one of them, but yeah. It'll just be like a really big party.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of wraps it up. We'll see. Maybe we'll give you guys an update once we actually come up with it.
Yeah, things might change. You never know, but that's what it is for now.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are so excited to take you guys along with us on our wedding planning journey and, of course, well into our married lives when the time comes. If you want to...
Marriage. Husband and wife.
Should I say that again?
No.
What did you
I was just being goofy.
And of course, if you want more behind the scenes looks at our planning process, be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms. They're all listed down below in the description.
If you like this video, make sure to like,
subscribe,
comment.
Thank you so much. Bye. Guys.